Alright, we're going to continue with the Navy SEAL Fitness Manual, and we're going to learn how to do the Navy SEAL calisthenics. And two things they've changed to make it safer for the recruits is one, the modified flutter kick, where one foot is on the deck to protect the other back, and the other is a modified knee bender, where you bend one knee to protect the lower back. So let's get started into here and see what the Navy SEALs do to build their body. The proper technique for all sit-ups is the legs slightly turned outward, the elbows behind the neck at all times. Okay, it's a little harder. Now they've also incorporated the use of a towel, a little 2-inch rolled up towel. It rolls up to be about 2 inches whenever they do their sit-ups to protect the back. So it's very important that you realize the Navy SEALs have also started incorporating using a little rolled up towel behind or underneath their lower back when they do their exercises, when they do their sit-ups with their arms by the side, when they do their sit-ups with their arms across the chest, and when they do their arms behind the head or their arms above the head. This is going to keep the muscles strong, and it also protects the lower back. Alright, so let's look at what the Navy SEALs do for the calisthenics, because when they're in the field, they have to exercise, and they don't have a weight room, if you're out on the field, so they do exercises. They do them outside so they get used to the temperatures, and they do them on the ground. So let's look at this. The first is jumping jacks. You've seen this done everywhere. You've done it yourself, I'm sure. You're simply going to stand. It's a 2-count exercise. 2-count exercise from a standing position. You're going to pop your legs up, your legs out, your hands go up over your head. You're popping your legs out, your hands go up, your legs go up over your head. So it's 1, 2. This is a great warm-up exercise. You want to do this for about 1 minute. So you're popping it out, popping it back, popping it out, popping it back. Really simple exercise. Jumping jacks. I'm sure you've all done them in school. Now we're going to do the 8-count bodybuilders. This is an 8-count exercise, folks, and this is a tough one. An 8-count exercise. From a standing position, count 1. Bend the legs and place the hands on the deck. Count 2. Extend both legs backwards, supported by the body weight with the arms extended. This is also the starting position for a push-up. Count 3. Bend the elbows, lower the chest towards the deck. A push-up. Count 4. Extend the arms wide. Count 5. Separate the legs while keeping arms extended. Count 6. Bring the legs back together to count 4. Count 7. Flex the legs and bring them back into count 1. Back to count 8. Come up. So you've gone 1, down, 2 to a push-up, 3 to up 1, down 2, push-up 3, wide 4, wide legs, back up, back here, back up. So it's an 8-count push-up exercise. So it's pretty intense. And you want to do this 10 to 20 times. So you're bringing it down 1, popping legs back, going to do the push-up. Coming back and spreading your legs wide, spreading your arms wide, then your legs wide, then back to the push-up position, up with the push-ups, then back to the squatting position, then back up. This builds your chest and your legs. They'll do these 20, 30, 50 times maybe. Next exercises. On a count where you're lying on your back, lift the head off the ground, count, lift the head up straight, count, bring the head to the other side, count. This is nothing more than neck rotations. But you're lying on your back. And this conditions the neck and the shoulders. So you're lying on your back, and you're going to bring your head up, bring it to the side, bring it up to the left, bring it to the right, bring it to the back. Now we're going to do the tricep push-up. This is a lot harder push-up than you're used to, because these are the Navy SEALs, folks, the greatest warriors in the world alive today. So you're going to do a 2-count exercise. You begin by lying flat on the stomach with the hands on the deck, fingers spread, thumbs and fingers of both hands almost touching each other. Elbows extended and body straight. Count 1. Bend the elbows at least 90 degrees, using arms to support body weight. Count 2. Come back up. Now look at this. You actually are doing a push-up down to your chest with your hands all the way touching in itself, forming like a little triangle. That's a lot harder than a regular push-up, folks. That is a lot harder than a regular push-up. So you're going to get an awful lot of exercise with that. Doesn't say how many they do it. I would imagine they do that 20, 30, 40 times. Push-ups wide, standard, and narrow. A 2-count exercise. Lying flat on the stomach with the hands and the feet. Bring forward, count 1, elbows at least 90 degrees angle. 2, do a push-up. This performs first with the hands placed wider than shoulder width. So they're going to do it now super wide, double wide shoulder width, and then they gradually move the hands closer and closer until they do into a tricep push-up. Now starting wide minimizes the fatiguing triceps before the pectorals. So you're going out as wide as you can here. They come up and they bring them in closer to another push-up, bring them in closer to another push-up, bring them in closer to another push-up, and you're going to finally wind up into a triangle push-up or tricep push-up. And boy, that's a hard exercise. Try that sometime, and you'll see why the Navy SEALs are so tough. This is called the dive bomber. This is a 2-count exercise. You're going to start with the upper torso up in the air, palms on the deck, hands 3 feet apart. Slightly bend the hips. And you're going to dive. You're going to dive all the way through and come all the way back up. So it's a motion that goes just like this. Whoop and back. Up and back. And if we do these in karate and jiu-jitsu a lot, and brother, it's a tough push-up to do. So you're going to go up and come back through. You're going to go up and come back through. You want to probably do 20 or 30 of these. They call it the dive bomber push-up. Fingertip push-ups. I tell you, I don't think you can get much harder push-up exercise routine than the Navy SEALs are doing, could you? A 2-count exercise, same as a regular push-up, but you're only having it on your fingertips. Now, I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of doing fingertip push-ups, but they're pretty hard to do. This strengthens my forearm and my grip, and they're going to probably do as many of those as they can do, 5, 10, 15, who knows. So it's going to be significantly hard to do. Fingertip push-ups. Great stuff. Oh my goodness. Dips. They believe in doing a lot of dips. A dip is 2-count exercise, parallel bars. Flex the shoulders and extend wide, supporting the bodies. I do dips in the health club all the time. Now they're doing their deadly chin-ups. A 2-count exercise with the arms extended, both arms shoulder width apart, with the palms facing inward. So this is a push-up with the palms facing inward. Now that's more like a curl push-up. I mean curl pull-up or chin-up. 2-count, no kicking or kick-ups allowed. And they're probably going to do this 10 or 20 times. It's going to strengthen your back and obviously going to strengthen your biceps. Now, remember, it's very hard to do chin-ups. I mean, the world record for chin-up is in the hundreds. The world record for push-ups and sit-ups is in time limits. They have to limit you to 10 minutes because people can do push-ups, sit-ups all day. Now look at these hard chin-ups they're doing. Oh my goodness. 2-count exercise and beginning from a dead hang with a horizontal bar, palms facing outward. Now you're going to do it with 3 ways they're doing it. One is a regular, no kicking or kick-ups. Look at what they're doing. They're doing it with a regular grip and doing a pull-up. They're doing it with a close grip. And these are the hands facing towards you. And you're seeing the back of your palms. Boy, that is hard. I bet I can't do one of those. Now they're doing it with a double wide. Now can you imagine doing this? You're doing it regular chin up, a close or a tricep type of chin up, and then a double wide chin up. I'll guarantee you, if you can't do 10 of those, folks, and yet the Navy SEALs are probably doing dozens of them. This works all the back and the forearm, and is especially good for grip strength. Oh my goodness. Incline pull-ups, a 2-count exercise requiring a dipping bar. While lying or sitting on the ground, depending on how low the bar is, grab it, 24-degree angle, 45-degree angle, pulling shoulder blades together during the movement. Now this is just doing a pull-up from your back where you're laying on the ground. You need to balance extension, number of push-ups in Navy SEAL training. Now what they're doing here is they want to tell you that you want to do all these push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups when you do the Navy SEAL training. You just don't want to concentrate on one. So you need to balance the extension of number of push-ups and pull-ups. Now let's see what the Navy SEALs do to work their abs. They do V-ups. That's where you're laying on the ground and your hands and legs are coming up all together. And you're going to make a V, so it's like this. And you're going to do crunches where you're lifting your lower back 12 inches off the ground. You're going to do regular sit-ups with a full range of motion, 30 degrees to 90 degrees. and then they're going to start doing some more sophisticated sit-ups. This is a 2 count exercise, elbow to the knee crossovers. So they're going to lay on their back, they're going to do a regular push-up, sit-up, then they're going to lay and put your other leg across your knee. Now you're going to bring up your elbow and touch your knee. You're going to bring up your elbow and touch your knee slowly. This, because you're twisting, it's going to really work your side or your oblique muscles. Then they're going to do it where they're going to touch both. So they're going to bring it up and they're going to touch both. Turning torso to the left, to the right. They do it straight. They do it into the left. They do it to the right. And they do it both together. So this is how the Navy SEALs are doing their sit-ups. And I mean to tell you, they're the toughest guys in the world. This is the hip rollers. This is actually a great stomach exercise. It works your abdomen. You're going to roll your legs and you're going to bring them down and bring them to the side. But you're going to do it by, when you slowly bring them down, you're working your abs a lot. So this is a really unique exercise. You're dropping them down to the side and you're not going down there for the stretch. You have to lift it back up in that crunch position. So you're getting a great ab workout. The Navy SEALs are doing hip rolling ab exercises. Good morning, darlings. 2 count exercise. Lay on your back with the palms on the deck. Hands under the hips. I always put my hands under the hips. Bring together, feet 6 inches off the ground. Spread them 2 feet apart. Bring them back together. So you're keeping them 6 inches off the ground. 6 inches up. Wide, back together. Wide, back together. Wide, back together. Wide, back together. Do that. They'll probably do that hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. So that's how the Navy SEALs. Now you're going to do a 4 count exercise performed from a seated. This is also going to be done while you're sitting down. Okay. You're going to lie on your back with your arms and thing. Bring your legs 6 inches off the ground. Bring the knees together towards the chest. Then lower the legs down. So you're going to start off with them here. Then you're going to bring them in all the way to the chest. Then lower them back down. So you're starting off low, pulling them all the way to the chest. Then lower them back down. Starting off low, pulling them all the way into the chest. Lowering them back down. Knee benders. Now you can also do this sitting down, so you're taking them here and bringing them into the chest and lowering them back down. Bringing them into the chest, lowering them back down. Here they're bringing it cross legs, and you're doing a you're coming up and you're doing a crunch where you're going to twist in here and crunch your elbow up to your other knee. This is a Navy SEAL chest stomach workout. Now they're doing inward outboards. This is a 2 count exercise. Lie on the back 3 feet apart, 2 feet above the deck. Make small circles. Bring them out and make circles inward. So they're doing this. Bringing your legs up and you're rolling them. You're bringing them up and you're rolling them inward and outward. So you're doing a leg circle. And this is hard stuff, folks. You're doing this inward and outward. So you're rolling them around and around. You're rolling them back around and around, around and around, and back around and around. 2 to 6 inches off the ground, 3 feet apart. You're doing it 2 feet above the deck, so you're doing it not 6 inches off the ground. You're bringing them all the way up 2 feet, and you're making your circles. My goodness, that's a hard exercise. That's why they're the greatest fighters in the world, folks. That's how tough these guys are. Back extension. The Superman. Prone or kneeling. You're going to either lie on your stomach, on your hands and knees, opposite arm and leg. You're going to put one leg out, one leg up, and hold it. One leg up, one leg up. This helps develop balance between the hip flexors and the hip maxills. Very safe. But it'll burn, because they're going to hold it there till you puke. It's very safe, but it'll burn. To avoid hyperextension in the back, the legs should not be raised higher than the hip when kneeling. So you don't want to raise your leg too high if you're doing it from a kneeling position. You can do this from a kneeling position, but you don't want to hyperextend your back. So they're going to, I've seen them do this, they're going to hold that there till you puke. They're going to make you hold that until you just start crying, because it's safe, but it'll burn after a while. Yeah, and after a while would then probably mean 5 minutes. If you put it down, you can do 50 push-ups. This is a 2 count donkey kick. You're going to put on your hands and knees. You're going to extend one leg out behind the back and bring it forward. Repeat the motion to the other side. And to avoid hyperextension in the back, the leg should not be raised above the hip. So you're going to bring it up, kick it back. Bring it up, kick it back. Bring it up, kick it back. How many of those they're going to do? I would imagine they're going to do them till you puke. They're going to do those till you puke. Remember, these are the Navy SEALs. They're not doing anything. Oh, let's do 3 or 4 of these. How about let's do it till you puke? Oh my gosh, we used to call this the Big Daddy Rock. You're going to lay on your exercise and you're going to flutter kick while laying on your stomach and your hands are out. This is highly recommended. It helps for balance and the flexor coordination. So you're going to have your arms off the ground and your legs off the ground, and you're going to be kicking. I would think that ought to be pretty simple to do. I would say that after about 2 or 3 seconds you get a little tired, but we're not going to do it for 2 or 3 seconds. Let's do it till you puke. Now we're going to do the prone back, where you lay on your hands, feet, on your stomach, and you're going to get your legs off the ground and you get your hands behind your neck. To avoid hyperextension, placement of the hands difficult. The hand is essentially behind the head is more difficult. Straight out in front is the most difficult. So if you want it to be easier, behind the back. If you want it to be harder, behind the head. If you want it to be the hardest, straight out. So they'll do it where it's straight out in the air, like this one, Superman. And you're only going to do this. How long do you think we should do it? I know, till we puke.